Article 161 to Article 176. So let's discuss forgeries, no? Crimes against public interest. Kaning mga crimes. Crimes against public interest, and part 1 of which is forgeries. What are crimes called forgeries? Sana siyang mga crimes na. So enumerated here are: number 1, forging the seal of the government, signature or stamp of the chief executive. Second, counterfeiting coins. Third, mutilation of coins. Fourth, forging treasury or banknotes or other documents payable to bearer. 5, counterfeiting instruments not payable to bearer. 6, falsification of legislative documents. 7, falsification by public officer, employee, or notary, or ecclesiastical minister. 8, falsification by private individuals. 9, falsification of wireless, cable, telegraph, and telephone messages. 10, falsification of medical certificates, certificates of merit or service. Ayan. Section 1, forging the seal of the government of the Philippine Islands, the signature or stamp of the chief executive. So, counterfeiting, Article 161, counterfeiting the great seal of the government of the Philippine Islands, forging the signature or stamp of the chief executive. Kung saan yung seal? Ang seal naran sa Office of the President, no? Tatak na mo, dry seal or nakamarka yun yung seal. Basta na sa circular nga na Republic of the Philippines, Office of the President, muna siya ang seal, no? Great Seal of the Philippine Islands. And then the penalty of reclusion temporal shall be imposed upon any person who shall forge the Great Seal of the government of the Philippine Islands or the signature or stamp of the chief executive. So signature or stamp of atong stamp lahat po to, lahat po ng seal, no? Ang stamp kanay mo tatak na siya, ang seal imo gina siya i-impress sa document. But then unsang opisina lang ang pwede magamit ani Office of the President, because we're talking here of the government of the Philippines. So unsang acts punished? Forging the seal of the government of the Philippines. Republic Act number 8491, the great seal shall be circular in form with the same specifications with the national coat of arms. Surrounding the arms is a double marginal circle with the official name of the Philippines in Filipino was inscribed in. The color of the arms shall not be deemed essential. So dili na to mga tong nakabutang nito sa revised penal code nato na description. Seal of the Philippines. So ayan siya, Great Seal of the Philippines. Custody and use of the Great Seal. The Great Seal shall be and remain in the custody of the President of the Philippines and shall be affixed to or placed upon all commissions signed by him and upon such other official documents and papers of the Republic of the Philippines as may by law be provided or as may be required by custom and usage in the discretion of the President of the Philippines. The offense is not falsification of public document, but sa to ang isulti ito, the forgery, no? Forging the seal of the Philippines. Pilay kuan kung mag-forge nimo reclusion temporal. That's reclusion temporal. Forging the Great Seal of the Philippines, and also forging the signature of the Philippines and forging the stamp of the Philippines. So the chief executive left with his secretary a signature in blank and a document is written above it. The crime committed is not covered by Article 161. The one applicable is Article 171 of Article 1 or Article 172. Ano ang problema, no? The act punishable among others is counterfeiting or making an imitation of the signature of the chief executive on what is made to appear as an official document of the Republic of the Philippines. So kung magpirma daan ang katong ang presidente pero blanco ang iyang pirmahan, bahala na itong sekretary kung sa ibutang niya nga memo dito, and it would appear nga wala siya authority nga magbutang ato ang klase ng statement. Ulo lahi ang i-authorize sa iya, lahi man po rin ang ibutang. So it would not be violative of this Article 161, but as stated here, it would be applicable in Article 171 or Article 172. So, lahat to siya nga violation. But kato siya ang sistema ngot kung imong i-forge yun ang document, wala pa nag-sign, wala gi-pre-sign sa presidente. Mo na ang violation, Article 161. Pero kanang ibilin sa form ang presidente, nag-sign sa daan, and then given the secretary the authority to put that statement above his signature, and then eventually naghatag og statement dito sa above sa signature sa president, pero lahi ang iyang ibutang statement, dili to gi-authorize sa president nga iyang ibutang. So that would be another violation and not under Article 161. Article 162, using forged signature or counterfeit seal or stamp, the penalty of presumed mayor shall be imposed upon any person who shall knowingly make use of the counterfeit seal or forged signature or stamp mentioned in the preceding article. This is in connection with the seal of the Philippines and then the signature or stamp of the president, no? Pag lahi itong gi-forge, lahi na nga violation. Na kung naana itong gi-forge, na document na forge siya, tapos gamito ni mo na use it in any other manner like forcing, influencing other decision in other offices, in the officials, kung ihatag din mo ni sa official para ma-force siya mo decide because president signature na diri dapat ako ning tumano ni, and then that's the use, no? That's making use of such particular document with the forged signature or stamp of the president of the Philippines and then sealed with the Great Seal of the Philippines. Inaana na siya. So lahat na nga penalty. The penalty of presumed mayor shall be imposed upon any person who shall knowingly make use of the counterfeit seal or forged signature or stamp mentioned in the preceding article. So yun, section 2, counterfeiting coins. Coins na pod kanang mga sensilyo, no? Oh, di ba ma-recall niyo na sa book 1 nato nga exemption ni siyang counterfeiting coins, exemption ni siya sa territoriality. So even if you are in another country counterfeiting the coins of the Philippines, you will still be liable under our laws of the Philippines even though you are committing the crime outside the Philippines. This is one of the exemptions to the general rule of territoriality. So usually ang crime must have to be committed within the Philippines lang, Philippine Islands. But this one, counterfeiting coins, even if you are abroad, you will be liable and triable under the Philippine laws, no? Yan. What are the crimes under counterfeiting coins? Making and importing and uttering false coins, mutilation of coins, importation and utterance of mutilated coins, selling of false or mutilated coins without connivance. Article 163, making and importing and uttering false coins. Any person, take note of the word uttering, ha? Sa ma-recall niyo itong uttering, i-utter, imong istorya, isulti ni mo utter, no? That's utter. But this one has different meaning, uttering false coins. Let's know by and by kung unsa ning klase nga meaning aning uttering, no? Making and importing and uttering false coins, any person who makes, imports, or utters false coins in connivance with counterfeiters or importers shall suffer presumed mayor in its minimum and medium periods and a fine not to exceed 10,000 pesos if the counterfeited coin be silver coin of the Philippines or coin of the Central Bank of the Philippines of 10 centavo denomination or above. So 10 centavo or above, mo na imong preso 10,000 pesos, and then presumed mayor in its minimum and medium period. Presumed correctional in its minimum and medium periods and a fine not to exceed 2,000 pesos if the counterfeited coins be any of the minor coinage of the Philippines of the Central Bank or the Central Bank of the Philippines below 10 centavo denomination. So katong tag 5 centavos o isa kadako. Presumed correctional in its minimum period and a fine not to exceed 1,000 pesos if the counterfeited coin be currency of a foreign country. So lahi po na siya, no? Currency of the foreign country. Counterfeit ni mo, ano ba na mga nickel, mga dime, ano sa mga dollar, kung ano, sinsilyo sa dollar, nickel, dime, 6 pence, yan na, mga wordings yan na. So elements of this article, that there be false or counterfeited coins, that the offender either made, imported, or uttered such coins. That in case of uttering such false or counterfeited coins, he connived with the counterfeiters or importers. So, sa maning coins, it is a piece of metal stamped with certain marks and made current at a certain value. This is actually made as a tender of payment sa Pilipinas sa coins, no? When is a coin false or counterfeited? A coin is false or counterfeited if it is forged or if it is not authorized by the government as legal tender, regardless of its intrinsic value. Ma-remember niyo ka ng mga tuwag peryahan na yung mga sa tawag nila na kanang coin na sila pero dili siya sensilyo sa tuwa, dili na to kwarta. Token token unya pare-pareha ra kadakaw sa piso. One time nagdula ko peryahan or sa peryahan sa mall na yung mga kanda, may mga games gani. Ano mga games arcade sa arcade ka naman mga games diyan, mga coins diyan, mga token dire, di ba? Kuha ka token sa kadula, sulod lang mo token nito. Pare-pareha kadako sa sensilyo to the point na nag-5 isa, no? To the point nga nakakuha ko, wala ko'y nabili nito, nadala na ako, tapos pagpalit na ako kanang ako'y butang na gitawag ko sa tindira, sir, dili man yung mga concert. Naula ko sa tindira, abi na ko piso to ang ibayad ko, ano ito, token di ay lista po na ako, dali-dali ulaw man, but then ano siya, dili na siya coin, no? But is it ako, dili po di mo matawag ka ng token dira, dili po di mo matawag nga counterfeit na sa ato ang coin, kay naman yun siya distinct nga kuan, nakabuta mo ito token para na sa dula diya. But kung pare-pareho ra kadako sa piso niya, lain lang ang design, may it appear nga 5 centavos tayo na siya, then counterfeit there, that is counterfeiting, no? Counterfeiting means the imitation of a legal or genuine coin. It may contain more silver than the ordinary coin. Kung mag-mint man god og kuan ang coin, so unsa ka man sensilyo, nana siya mga standard nga tawag ring content sa mga alloy dia. Alloy man na, dili man gina siya pure silver, dili po siya pure nga gold. But when they mint it, na mga respective nga weights ang gisagol sa mga metal dira. Mas na mga percentage sa copper, na percentage sa gold, na percentage sa silver, so that kung imo na siyang timbangon with this exact percentage of each metals, kung timbangon nimo na another coin pareha gyapon, pare-pareha na siya timbang, like 5 centavos, pare-pareha na to siya timbangon nimo, gagmay lang ka diferensya, gamay lang ang kuan. Unless mo ning kiskisa ng 5 centavos nga taga kung mga metal ka mo reduce sa timbang. But all throughout pare-pareha rin sa timbang. So kung mag-counterfeit ka og coin, tapos lahi ang metal imo ibutang, mas daghan ang kanang metal, naturally dili siya mo parehas sa appearance. Parehas man siya appearance sa imong kuan, pero pag timbang nimo lahi ang timbang niya, lahi gyud ang iyang kuan, dili gyud mo pantay sa katong composition gani sa metals nga gimix para lang maka himo sila coin nga inana. So if you are counterfeiting that particular coin, you should have to be knowledgeable of the exact components of the coin in terms of metals, no? Para ma-counterfeit nimo, murag perfect yung counterfeiting nimo. But then again, there are ways to determine whether the coin is counterfeit or not. Anong gyapon lang siya, no? So there is counterfeiting when a spurious coin is made. There must be an imitation of the peculiar design of a genuine coin. Thus, if a person gave a copper cent the appearance of a silver piece, it being silver plated, and attempted to pay with it a package of cigarettes which he bought at a store, such person is not liable for counterfeiting of coin, but for estafa under Article 318, the coin in question is a genuine copper cent bearing its original design and inscription. So, meaning of import. To import fake coins means to bring them into port The importation is complete before entry at the customs house. So, i-compare nimo importation o exportation. Export is giving out outside the country. Imo ipadala outside the country. Exportation, no? Importation is taking in from other country. Padala nimo, ipasulod nimo. To import fake coins means to bring them into port. Pasulod. Now, I'm talking the word utter. Its meaning, no? To utter is to pass counterfeited coins. So, mo din na ambot pasabot sa utter, no? Not really utterance of words, speaking about telling words to utter, dili. Lahat ng utter ginamin diri sa kuana sa counterfeiting with regards to coins, no? To utter is to pass counterfeited coins. It includes their delivery or the act of giving them away. A counterfeited coin is uttered when it is paid. When the offender is caught counting the counterfeited coins preparatory to the act of delivering them, even though the utterer may not obtain the gain he intended. So, preparatory, nagkwenta pa lang ka para mong i-deliver, that's uttering already, no? Hence, damage to another is not necessary. Kinds of coins, the counterfeiting of which is Spanish, silver coin of the Philippines or coin of the central bank, coin of minor coinage of the Philippines, coin of the currency of a foreign country. So, minor coins of the Philippines are coins below 10 centavo denominations. Karon, pinakadakong ang coin karon is 20 pesos na, di ba? So, una, diliyo ko imagine nga na coin nga 10 pesos ba? Sa una pa, panahon. Pero karon, naanag yun. Normal na yun siya. Ordinary na lang ng 10 pesos. Kanang 20 pesos, di po na ako ma-imagine nga na-coin mo abot. But now, naanal yun, no? Naanal yun sa 20. Ang inatago pa na ako na sa alkansya ng 20 pesos karon kay ganahan ko sayang kuan ba? Sayang, bihira lang, pero matukag ka ng kuan, matukag ka ng mall sa mga kuan nito. Naana sila. Pag mong sinsilyo sa sila mo, di lang sa mga tawag ka ng 20 pesos na papel. At tong coin na, ang ilang ginahatag. I think marag karang na ilang rule of thumb dira pag dito ka magkuha niya sisilyuan ka niya 20 kailangan sisilyo sa imo ha dili na papel. Although ginadawat gyapon ang papel nga 20, but later on, sooner or later, the central bank will really declare na dili na pwede dawaton ang papel. So kung napamay papel diya nga 20 pesos na daghan-daghan pa na as much possible gastuhan na ninyo karon. Ayaw na mo pagtago o papel nga 20 pesos kay Juan. Pero anyway, kung gusto mong collector's item na in the future, pwede po. Pwede po nyo taguon na para mga 10 years, 20 years after, mabaligyan na ninyo ang 20 pesos di mo, mabaligyan na mo 10 pesos. Reduce na gapon, no? Anyway, Article 164, mutilation of coins. Kanay, mutilation. Ano mga bata, di ba? Magduk-duk-duk-duk, maghantak-hantak, tapos ilang bato-batohon ang coin, martilyuhon, bangagan, kwintas-kwintas, kana, mutilation na. But then, like, kana, ibutang simento, i-mutilate mo, basta maguba na ganyan na siya. Himong takyan, tapos ma-mutilate. Basta maguba na ganyan na siya, na mutilation na siya. But kung ang mga bata ang mubuhat, siyempre, sila, di ba? Dili ba sila liable kay mga bata man. So, nahili kay Guada, kanang di ka kapapriso ng bata, di ba? Anyway, importation and utterance of mutilated coins. The penalty of prison correctional in its minimum period and a fine not to exceed 2,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any person who shall mutilate coins of the legal currency of the Philippines Islands or import or utter mutilated current coins in connivance with a mutilator or importer. So, we are talking here of itong mga adult na, ayan, itong mga bata na nagdula-dula, tapos sakpan mo, dakpo mo kay na-mutilate coins niya. Anyway, mutilating coins of the legal currency with a further requirement that there be intent to damage or to defraud another. Importing or uttering such mutilated coins with a further requirement that there must be connivance with a mutilator or importer in case of uttering. Meaning of mutilation means to take off part of the metal either by filling it or substituting it for another metal of inferior quality. Sigara na mga double daghan metal gani, mixed metal gani nga coin. Tapos kuhaon nimo tong portion nga gold portion na pali, imo lang basta kuhaon lang nimo, matanggal man na, dukdukon nimo tanggalan na. Kada no, di ba? Matanggal man na siya, na yung mga expert alam, tanggal na. Kuhaon na niya to mga gold dito. Tapos pagka matanggal na, ipalit na po niya. Katong dili ka bantay lagi, that's mutilated. Dili naman siya negotiable na. Dili na pwede dapat. Kung mabantayan niyo mga nainana, ayaw, dawata. O ikaw tagaan, ha? Mutilation is to diminish by ingenious means the metal in the coin. One who mutilates a coin does not do so for the sake of mutilating, but to take advantage of the metal abstracted. He appropriates a part of the metal of the coin, hence the coin diminishes in intrinsic value. One who alters said mutilated coin receives its legal value much more than its intrinsic value. Ayun. O din na, katong ang metal lang yun lang gustuhan, you know? The coin must be legal tender in mutilation. Meaning sa legal tender, in circulation lang siya, ginadawat siya, pag imong paliton, dawaton na sa kinsa, no? A reading of the provisions under this chapter will reveal that only in this article does the law require legal tender as an element of the offense in the case of mutilation. Note the phrases coins of the legal currency and current coins used in the law. It is indispensable that the mutilated coin be of legal tender. Meaning, ginadawat siya. Katong mga karaan ng mga coin nga di na in circulation karon, bisa pag i-mutilate nimo to, di na po nandawato, no? Wala naman mo dawat, So, it's okay, no? Coins of foreign country not included. The coin mutilated must be genuine and has not been withdrawn from circulation. The coin must be of the legal currency of current coins of the Philippines. Therefore, if the coin mutilated is legal tender of a foreign country, it is not a crime of mutilation under the revised Penal Code. Sige. Article 165, selling of false or mutilated coins. Without connivance, any person who knowingly, although without the connivance mentioned in the preceding articles, shall possess false or mutilated coin with intent to utter the same. You already know what's the meaning of utter, giving out or even preparation to give it out to others. Or shall actually utter such coin shall suffer a penalty lower by 1 degree than that prescribed in said articles. So, selling of false or mutilated coin without connivance. So, yung another violation. Possession of coin counterfeited or mutilated by another person with intent to utter the same knowing that it is false or mutilated. And then, the elements are possession with intent to utter, and there's knowledge that the coin are mutilated. Actually uttering such false or mutilated coin knowing the same to be false or mutilated. So, yun yung mga elements of this article 165. Okay, forging treasury or banknotes. Treasury or banknotes, obligations and securities, importing and uttering false or forged notes, obligations and securities. So, we were mentioning coins kanina. Now, we are now talking about treasury or banknotes, specifically banknotes. Now, if you can recall, if you analyze, kanina, coins lang to from 10 centavos pa to. So, wala pa tayo, ang balaod na mention 10 centavos pababa lang. So, at that point siguro wala pa coins na 25 centavos, wala pa coins na 50 centavos, wala pa coins na 1 peso, wala pa coins na 5 pesos, wala pa coins na 10 pesos, wala pa coins na 20 pesos. So, naliban ka ng balaura, gikan dito, nato panahon na pag-mention sa 10 centavos. So, natay 25 centavos, 1, 50 centavos, 2, 1 peso, 3, 5 pesos, 4, 10 pesos, 5, and then 20 pesos, 6. There are already 6 coins above kaning kuan above 10 centavos. So i-apply nimo to ang balaod na dili na mo apply ng kuan kay gi-mention mo dito ang 10 centavos, di ba? But nakabutang nito 10 centavos above 10 centavos and above. So mo to applicable rule nila. So igo tong 10 centavos and then up to 20 centavos. But 10 centavos below dapat siya applicable ng mga penalty. But unsa may higher pa sa 20 centavos? No? Unsa may higher sa 20 centavos? Dili na money in terms of money. Napabay higher nga money? Higher than 20 centavos? 20 pesos dahil 20 pesos. So may higher pa sa 20 pesos na coin karon. In terms of money, napa ba? So, ako ang wala ng question ha. Ang kwarta mo sa Pilipinas, ang pinakadako nga coin is ang kwarta sa Pilipinas, pinakadako ang coin is 20 pesos. Now, napabay mas dako sa coin nga 20 pesos nga kwarta sa Pilipinas? Ayan. Napabay kwarta sa Pilipinas nga pinakadako sa 20 pesos? Wala akong question. Ha? Unsa man? Ayan, 50 pesos, 100 pesos. Dili na siya bill ang tawag. Dili na siya bill, dili na siya coin ang tawag. Ang tawag ana karon banknotes. Wala siya kanon banknotes. We're not talking of banknotes here. So the application of penal code as regards forgery sa money sa Philippines, diri mo apply section 3, forging treasury or banknotes, obligations and securities, importing and uttering false or forged notes. Talking about banknotes pa rin. Kani, mga banknotes ang ginistorya na ito, manang 20 pesos na bill, 50 pesos na bill, 100 pesos na bill, 500 pesos na bill, 1,000 pesos na bill. Napabay mas dako sa 1,000 pesos na bill karon panahon na? Kita na mo 5,000 pesos na bill? Kita na ba mo wala pa mo kita 5,000 pesos na bill? Karon pero talag saraw kita na. Ha? Murag na daw. Wala pa ko kita pero ingon nila na daw. Basta 5,000 pesos na bill. Anyway, those are banknotes, no? So pati parehas ta. Ngita tana. Katong mga milyonaryo ra siguro ang pwede makagunit bilyonaryo. Kung mas dako man gud ang denomination sa bill nimo, dili kay bulky dalhon. Di ba? Kamay lang authentication mo dalahon. Mga pilara ka book na imong pwede magunitan na nakay 1 million. Whereas kung tag 1,000, 1 million nimo daghan kay kung dalhon, no? Anyway, Article 166, forging treasury or banknotes or other documents payable to bearer. Importing and uttering such false or forged notes and documents. The forging or falsification of treasury or banknote or certificates or other obligations and securities payable to bearer, kani mga kuanin siya mga treasury notes na siya, ha? Aside sa kanang kwarta nga banknotes na mga treasury notes na only negotiable sa mga high-end nga mga establishments. Establishments na siya. Anyway, securities payable to bearer and the importation and uttering in connivance with forgers or importers of such false or forged obligations or notes shall be punished as follows. Reclusion temporal in its minimum period and a fine not exceeding 10,000 pesos if the document which has been falsified, counterfeited or altered is an obligation or security of the Philippine Islands. The word obligation or security of the Philippine Islands shall be held to mean all bonds, certificates of indebtedness, national bank notes, coupons, United States or Philippine Islands notes, treasury notes, fractional notes, certificates of deposits, bills, checks, or drafts for money drawn by or upon authorized officers of the United States of the Philippine Islands and other representatives of value of whatever denomination which have been or may be issued under any act of the Congress of the United States or the Philippine Legislature. By prisión mayor in its maximum period and a fine not to exceed 5,000 pesos if the falsified or altered document is a circulating note issued by the banking association duly authorized by law to issue the same. By prisión mayor in its medium period and a fine not to exceed 5,000 pesos if the falsified or counterfeited document was issued by a foreign government, mga dollar na, dollar, mga yen, dinar. By prisión mayor in its minimum period and a fine not to exceed 2,000 pesos when the forged or altered document is a circulating note or bill issued by the foreign bank duly authorized therefore. So, mga penalty, forging or falsification of treasury or banknotes, importation of such false or forged obligations or notes, uttering of such false or forged obligations or notes, and yan. How are forging and falsification committed? Forging is committed by giving to a treasury or banknote or any instrument payable to bearer or to order the appearance of a true and genuine document. And falsification is committed by erasing, substituting, counterfeiting, or altering by any means the figures, letters, words, or signs contained therein. To forge an instrument is to make false instrument intended to be passed for a genuine one. So, example, the accused erased and changed the last digit 9 of serial number F79692619 of a genuine treasury note so as to read 0, no? Said na 619610. Ayan gi-forged, no? Importation of false or forged obligation or notes means to bring them into the Philippines, which presupposes that the obligations or notes are false or falsified in a foreign country. Yan. Ano siya penalty even if you are doing it in a foreign country. Meaning of offering false or forged obligations or notes. It means offering obligations or notes knowing them to be false or forged. Knowledge yun, nga piki siya, no? Whether such offer is accepted or not, with a presentation by words or actions that they are genuine and with an intent to defraud. Kung wala kay knowledge nga forged na niya siya or piki siya, then that would be your defense, no? Sa aning violation. So, sa man yung mga notes and obligations, securities that may be forged under Article 166, Treasury or bank notes, certificates, and other obligations and securities payable to bearer. Tapos, wapunta kayo i-lecture pa rin unsa rin payable to bearer. But, kung ako magunin siyang i-propound diri, muda ko ang atong lecture time, hurot atong time, muda ko, tas para ba tayo i-lecture? Tas pa tayo i-cover, no? 166 pagunta, 176 ta kutob. Anyway, bank, okay. The instrument is payable to bearer, man siya, when it is expressed to be payable. When it is payable to a person named therein or bearer, or when it is payable to the order of a fictitious or non-existing person and such fact was known to the person making it to be payable. When the name of the payee does not purport to be the name of any person, or when the only or last endorsement is an endorsement in blank. Ang pinaka-perfect example ani is kaning cheque kani. So di lang ta maghiskot og kwarta cheque. Imong i-issue na siya sa tao. Si Juan de la Cruz ay imong issuehan. May nakabutaman dito sa word sa cheque, pay to the order of Juan de la Cruz. Yan. Pay to the order of Juan de la Cruz. Siya specific na sa cheque. Siya lang yung pwede mapaingkasan na kay pay to the order man sayaha. Bro, mayon ganito sa cheque, pay to bearer, di ba? Or pay to cash, cheque. Karama cheque, pay to bearer or pay to cash. Yan ay amount, say 10,000 pesos. It is now a check which is payable to bearer. So whoever it is that's carrying the check, kinsa siya mato sa bangko, inkas na isiyuda kinsa ka without even requiring you Of course, for purposes of required identification. But that does not material na karon, even if walay kailangan nga identification sa imo. Basta present mo na siya nga check, in cash ka na, because the check is payable to bearer. Meaning, whoever bears the check should be paid on it, no? Kinsa nakagunit ana, mo tay bayaran. That's the essence of payable to bearer nga instrument. So, it's like sa kwarta, kung imo na siya, kinsa nakagunit ana, imo na yung bayad, dawato na yun, kay payable to bearer. Wa man nakabutang dito sa kwarta nga, may sa tag-iyaan eh. Plus, kung katong example ganina, pay to the order of Juan de la Cruz, of course, kung ipa-incast ni Juan de la Cruz, mo endorse siya, mo perma sa likod, kay para i-endorse niya ang cheque. Pero kung payable to bearer na ang cheque, wala na, hindi na kailangan mo endorse actually, because all in all, that could be payable even if it is not be endorsed. So take note of that ha, sa endorsement. But then again, that's a passing lecture sa instrument payable to bearer. So let's go forward. Happy to time. No? Meaning of obligation or security of the Philippines. The words obligation or security of the Philippines Islands shall be held to mean all bonds, certificate of indebtedness, national bank notes, coupons, treasury notes, fractional notes, certificates of deposits. I know all of you have not yet seen these particular documents on bonds, but it's worth it to just mention it here para in the future na may idea unsa ni mga dokumentuhan ni. But it has something to do with our financial transactions by the government. Mo na yung mga instrumentalities, financial instruments na ginagamit sa gobyerno para mag-conduct o business on its own. So kinsaya conduct basta gobyerno na yung mga counterpart sa mga negotiation, mo na ang pwede gamiton sa ni gobyerno para pambayad sa imo whatever, or dawaton nga pambayad para sa gobyerno. Bond, certificates of indebtedness, national bank notes, coupons, treasury notes, fractional notes, certificates of deposits, bills, checks, drafts for money, and other representatives of value issued under any act of Congress. Money bills issued by central bank are national bank notes. Money bills. So, Article 167, counterfeiting, importing, and uttering instruments not payable to bearer. This time, kung not payable to bearer na ganin na siya, it could be payable to order or payable to a specific person. Dili na siya na, kung payable to specific person kung kinsa tong mga gunitaan ng dokumento, kung niya nakapangalan sa dokumento ko, Juan de la Cruz niya, ikaw naggunita, dili ka si Juan de la Cruz, dili ka pwede bayaran, ana. But then again, if you make it appear nga ikaw si Juan de la Cruz, and then you are committing some kind of kanang deception, no? Or i-alter nimo para dili mo gawa sa pangalan ni Juan de la Cruz, imo pangalan mo kabutang dito. That's violation under Article 167, no? Counterfeit nimo. Any person who shall forge, import, or utter in connivance with the forgers or importers any instrument payable to order or other document of credit not payable to bearer shall suffer the penalties of presumed correctional in its medium and maximum periods and a fine not exceeding 6,000 pesos. So, take note ha, sa document, this time, dili siya payable to bearer, kundi payable to order or other document of credit not payable to bearer. Basta dili lang siya payable to bearer. So, na mga elemento that there be an instrument payable to order or other document of credit not payable to bearer, that the offender either forged, imported, or uttered such instrument. Then, in case of uttering, he connived with a forger or importer. Article 168, illegal possession and use of false treasury or banknotes and other instruments of credit. Unless the act be one of those coming under the provisions of any of the preceding articles, so gikan sa 167 and below, any person who shall knowingly use or have in his possession with intent to use any of the false or falsified instruments referred to in this section shall suffer the penalty next lower in degree than that prescribed in said article. So, take note of the intention, no? Any person who shall knowingly use or have in his possession. So, illegal possession ka, no? With intent to use such. So, money ang mga elements that any treasury or banknote or certificate or other obligations and security payable to bearer or other instrument payable to order or other document of credit not payable to bearer is forged or falsified by another person, that the offender knows that any of those instruments is forged or falsified, that he performs any of these acts, sa mga acts, using any of such forged or falsified instruments, or possessing with intent to use any of such forged or falsified instruments. Yan. So, let's go forward. Article 169, how forgery is committed. The forgery referred to in this section may be committed by any of the following means. Number 1, by giving to a treasury or banknote or any instrument payable to bearer or to order mentioned therein the appearance of a true and genuine document. Pero dili di siya tinuod, pero murag yung genuine jud, pero dili good. By erasing, substituting, counterfeiting, or altering by any means the figures, letters, words, or sign contained therein. So take note, beware mo sa mga kwarta ninyo ha, yung drawing-drawingan ninyo kanang tawag ka ng sungay ng mga tao sa kwarta. Pag masakpan mo, pwede mo maka-violate ani. Altering by any means the figures. Diba? Kanang sa uban, ang naong ni Cory Aquino, butang sungay. So, okay lang, dawaton pa sa uban, pero nakaguban, stricto din ang dawat, sa mani, pwede ani. Okay, falsification of legislative, public, commercial, and private documents and wireless telegraph and telephone messages. 5 classes of falsification. Legislative documents, falsification of document by a public officer, employee, or notary public, falsification of a public or official or commercial document by private individual, falsification of a private document by any person, falsification of wireless telegraph and telephone messages. We're not talking here of money already. We are not talking here of documents na, well, true documents but falsified siya. So, unsa man yung mga dokumentuhan ni? Gina-mention dire, falsification of legislative documents. The penalty of prison, correctional, legislative meaning sa Congress na legislative, either sa document gikan sa Senate or document gikan sa House of Representatives. Okay, the penalty of prison, correctional in its maximum period and a fine not exceeding 6,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any person who without proper authority therefore alters any bill, resolution, or ordinance enacted or approved or pending approval by either House of the Legislature or any provincial board or municipal council. So napil pa diri ang provincial board o municipal council, no? Basta kanang mga legislative nga mga body. Ang legislative body kanang mga council sa barangay council na legislative body, but dire sa Article 170 wala gin-mention ang barangay council. Ang pinakababa lang municipal council, city council, municipal council, board, provincial board, House of Legislature, ana. Na mga bill, resolution, ordinance mo na ang ginahimo, no? Gi-alter nila without proper authority, no? Alters any bill, resolution, or ordinance. The offender is any person. Article 171, falsification by public officer, employee, or notary. Notary, kaning mga abogado na, notary public ha, or ecclesiastical minister. The penalty of prison mayor and a fine not to exceed 5,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any public officer, employee, or notary who taking advantage of his official position shall falsify a document by committing any of the following acts. 1. Counterfeiting or imitating any handwriting, signature, or rubric. Number 2, causing it to appear that the persons have participated in any act or proceeding when they did not, in fact, so participate. Number 3, attributing to a persons who have participated in an act or proceeding statements other than those in fact made by them. Number 4, making untruthful statements in a narration of facts. Number 5, altering true dates. Number 6, making any alteration or intercalation in a genuine document which changes its meaning. So, gamay lang ang change. Ang uban, kama lang ang i-change. Lahat na meaning sa kama, no? Like example, Grandma, Grandma, I eat. Grandma, come, I eat you. Grandma, come, I eat you. Na mga panda, na mga apostrophe or kama na kabutan dira. Pag walang kama, lahi ang meaning. Pag naay kama, markaunon ni mo si grandma. Kung naay kama, pakaunon, I eat. Grandma, I eat. Pakaunon ka ni grandma. Ano ba? So, lahi ang meaning. Basta walaon lang ni mo. It making it appear na alter na siya. Issuing in an authenticated form a document purporting to be a copy of an original document when no such original exists, or including in such copy a statement contrary to or different from that of the genuine original, or intercalating any instrument or note relative to the issuance thereof in a protocol, registry, or official book. The same penalty shall be imposed upon any ecclesiastical minister who shall commit any of the offense enumerated in the preceding paragraphs of this article with respect to any record or document of such character that its falsification may affect the civil status of a person. Usually, kasagaran makaviolate ani katong mga ma-violate ang mga document kanang mga public documents na nasa birth certificate halimbawa, no? Kanang mga affidavit halimbawa, mga violation, no? Lalo na kung public officer, employee, or notary public ka. So, usually ikaw na i-custody sa document, and then paghatag nimo sa document, i-alter lang nimo, no? Kasala ka. But ang usual nga mahitabo na mga honest omissions or commission na maghimo nimo kanang yung mga usual clerical errors. Now it happens, no? Not only once but several times na inibalik sa ako himo sa office na ma-document, and then saying mali man yung nakabutang diri, so sign lang po sila, wala lang itanaw ba, so idala dito sa register of deeds. Ang register of deeds po, yun siya, ibalik na dito sa abogado, tapos ipakorek na siya, tapos pasign na lang siya. So, it's not actually altering, i-alter siya, pero na-signature accountable ko sa signature na ako. Ang himo mo lang, buhat. Because that was the instruction, no? Alter, gi-white out siya, pero sign na nako because this is under the documents sa office na. Of course, katong nasa kong file nga, mag-share out mo ko kanang notarial documents, ay panghatag na ako sa mga parties, na po yung nakabutang nito sa mabiling sa office at least 2 copies, no? If it has to be altered officially, kailangan akong sign na ako alteration, included sa mga documents na sign na ako alteration, katong nasa akong copy sa notarial book, para pag isubmit na ko na sa court ang notarial book na akong copies, same na alteration. But then again, pangutanong ko kung allowed ba niya siyang alteration, I would say yes, because it was allowed by the office concerned. Sila ang nagpabalik ani somewhat. It's not actually a violation of this particular article. So, na yung mga elements, no? Let's proceed further. Gamay na lang atong time. By 7 o'clock, dapat na tayo quiz. I will leave you to study the rest if di na ito mahuman. Okay, so, mga element. Attributing to persons who have participated in any act of the proceedings statements other than those in fact made by them. So, mga paragraph 3 na siya sa katong mga element. Making untruthful statements in the narration of facts. There were so many enumeration then, no? Just read on them. But anyway, nag-explain naman ko sa mga nitty-gritty ato. Falsification by omission, very important. An assistant bookkeeper of the post exchange at Fort Stotzenberg who having both several articles in the post exchange for which he signed several cheats, intentionally did not record in his personal account most of the said cheats and destroyed them so that he could avoid paying the amount thereof, is guilty of falsification by omission. So altering true dates. Kanang date man good sa dokumento is essential, no, sa mga document nga mag-prove whether or not that particular act happens, no, in that particular day. So kung imo na siyang i-recall tapos pag tan-awon mo sa dokumento lahi ang date, so how could you attribute this particular date na nasa document to that particular actuations or happening na nahitabo, no, as recalled by the witness or a person? Hindi niya ma-attribute. So could be that there were alteration of dates, no? So kailangan mag-alter ang date. This person who alters the date means that he has benefited in the alteration. So take note, katong tao nga nag-alter sa date, labi na kung ang date is essential, could have benefited in such document nga altered. Kaya kung dili siya ma-alter, dili po siya maka-benefit. In fact, it would now turn out to be disadvantageous to him. That's why he altered the date para musud sa iyang advantage. Nga na siguro. Nga na gyud ang mahitabo, no? So, in example, in the payroll, the municipal treasurer certified that he paid the salary of an employee on July 31, when in fact it was done on July 23. It was held that at any rate, the employee having been in fact paid, it was immaterial whether it was done on July 23 or 31. The employee was granted a leave of 8 days from July 23 to 31, and for the purposes of the payment of his salary, this amounted to his having rendered services during that period. So take note that the alteration was said that actual payment of the salary of the employee did not affect either the veracity of the document or the effects thereof, such date not being essential. Take note, only when the alteration is essential date, no? Basta lang wala ma-prejudice, basta dili ma-prejudice ang tao or any other person. Even if ma-alter nimo, basta wala kay siya effect, then it doesn't violate any provision of the law. Article 172, falsification by private individuals and use of falsified documents. The penalty of prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods. Kanina atong istoryan sa 171, public officer o employee man to, no? Ani private individual na. And a fine of not more than 5,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any private individual who shall commit any of the falsifications enumerated in the next preceding article in any public or official document or letter of exchange or any other kind of commercial document, and any person who, to the damage of a third party or with the intent to cause such damage, shall any private document commit any of the acts of falsifications enumerated in the next preceding article. So any person who shall knowingly introduce in evidence in any judicial proceeding or to the damage of another, or who with the intent to cause such damage shall use any of the false documents embraced in the next preceding article or in any of the foregoing subdivisions of this article shall be punished by the penalty next lower in degree. So siya ang acts under Article 172. They are falsification of public, official, or commercial document by a private individual, falsification of private document by any person, and use of falsified documents. So naturally, kung imo i-falsify ang document, eventually it will not have any use unless it is being used or it will be submitted to any other party or agency. Once submitted, once being used, then that's another crime, oh. So, imo lang gi-alter ang document, you keep it to yourself, wala yung problema. But then again, ayaw ipabantang because makita na sa uban, makita nga altered ang document, tapos it will give such effect and damage to other person. Basta nakita sa uban, then you will still be liable there, no? Even if you are not showing it to anybody. But you keep it to yourself lang. That's why gani mga inaana nga authority is going to see that the premises where documents are being kept. Ang uban na karampag na yun, kuha di ka ng mga shredding machines. So, i-shred nila ng mga document to para lang dili makita kung sa to na kabutang sa mga documents. It's very important to them na dili makita ang nasa documents because if shown, it could have been detrimental to their operations or their business. No? Yeah. Kuan kayo, kanang halinon ka ng shredding machine. Kaya naman mong shredding machine, butang na ninyo ang document dito sa kuan. Paggawas niya, basura na. Mo na ang katang, uso ka ng shredding machine sa una sa kuan. Sa mga businesses na dira, sagaran, ginahimo na. Mo na ang katong panahon ni Cory Aquino sa katong yellow Cory para, rally. Niya sa mga taas sa building dito sa Manila. Bisa din sa Davao, manggawas to mga confetti. Hika na sa mga shredding machines sa confetti, bisa tana mga dokumento, newspaper, mga yellow paper, mga kalendaryo, makaagi ka ng shredding machine, pino yung kadira. Mura ka ng kuan. Mura ka gigaling, no? Galing. Apil nga kagig shredding machine, pino na siya. Muna na ipang sabwag dito as confetti gikan sa taas sa building. When there were rallies na sa unang panahon, nag-rally para labanan ang martial law, ano siya? Pag wala man ta nag-celebrate og martial law, no? Ayun. So, kanang mga protest sa una against martial law, ang tanang tao mag-rally sa kalsada, ama nagtanaw nasa taas, mag-itsa na ka ng mga confetti, klase-klase papel, sa color. Muna, nag-agi na sila mga kuhan. O ba, manual, gunting-guntingon, kapoy kayo na. Pakilag ka ng shredding machine, dali na kayo eh. Basura na yun ang papel. Pag makaaging shredding machine. Examples of commercial documents: letters of exchange, letters of credit, drafts, trade acceptances, checks, notes, or pagaris issued in the course of business, transactions, kidans, bonds, books of accounts, and general any negotiable instruments, mga cheque, no? Kidans or warehouse receipts. Kaning kidans, kanang sa mga kuhanin siya, kanang mga sugar central, gina-issue. Cash files, deposit slips, and bank statements, surety account, journal books, ledgers, airway bills. These are the nature of bills of lading, no? Bills of lading kung sa barko, pero kung sa aeroplano, airway bills ang tawag. Article 173, falsification of wireless, cable, telegraph, and telephone messages. Yung wireless, cable, telegraph, wala na siya. Obsolete naman siya mga kuhan. Mga kuhan, teleprompter. Karagaling gikan sa dagat, mag-message ka, na tape na tupok-tupok ko, na mga bangag-bangag, na pa-interpret din mo sa laing machine. I-type din mo sa words ni appear dito, kaya siya, cable, telegraph, no? The penalty of person correctional in its medium and maximum periods shall be imposed upon any officer or employee of the government or of any private corporation or concern engaged in the service of sending or receiving wireless, cable, telegraph, or telephone messages, who utters a fictitious wireless, telegraph, or telephone messages of any system or falsifies the same. Wala na siya karon, no? Sa una man god, mga telegram, padala, kada word, tag 7 pesos pa kung naptad sa una. Magpadala ka sa ka-word dito sa imong padalahan. Kada word, 7 pesos. Mama, stop. Please send money. Stop. Your son, Kaloy. Pila na to? Mama, please send money. Your son, Kaloy. Mga 7 times 7. 7 times 7, imong bayaran mo na, imong bayaran. Nga message lang. Mga negosyo sa una. Karon wala na aron. Any person who shall use such falsified dispatch to the prejudice of a third party or with the intent to cause such prejudice shall suffer the penalty next lower in degree. Uttering, mga acts, uttering fictitious wireless, telegraph or telephone message, falsifying wireless, telegraph or telephone message, using of such falsified message. Telephone message, telephone naman kung karon, cellphone naman, napay line nabilin karon, pero gamay na lang mga nailandline karon. And again, ang maka-afford mo sa una panahon telephone kanang establishment lang gani, tapos nakay message through telephone i-receive ang establishment, ang katong establishment type niya tong na-receive niya nga message sa telephone, ipadala niya sa katong recipient kung kinsa gitagaan sa message, no? Mo na siya kung mali ang pagpadala mali ang falsification, no? Mali ang message nga padala mo na yung falsification, no? Moabot diha karong gabi si president na dili na niabot, pagkaugma pa din niabot, so laturat din sila, prepare sila panihapon, mali ang message, no? So that's kind of falsified dispatch niya kwan. That's just an example, pero karong panahon na wala na ay sa mga cellphone na wala na nang i-dispatch pa nimo kadawat message na i-dispatch pa nimo, ikaw na mismo na kay cellphone eh. False medical certificates, false certificates of merit or service. The penalties of arresto mayor is maximum period to prison correctional is minimum period, and a fine not to exceed 1,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any physician or surgeon who in connection with the practice of his profession shall issue a false certificate, and any public officer who shall issue a false certificate of merit or service, good conduct, or similar circumstances. The penalty of arresto mayor shall be imposed upon any private person who shall falsify a certificate falling within the classes mentioned in two preceding subdivisions. Ay mga kasagaran uban, tinatawag mention mga doktor, mag-issue certification para musut lang ang kwan na maka-apply sa PhilHealth. Ay mga sakit nga musulot nga mapasok sa PhilHealth pero dili dahil siya bayaran sa PhilHealth. Piliyon dyan nga masulod siya sa PhilHealth, mana ma-issue silang medical certificate para musut lang dito. Well, it happens sometimes, no? Uban po, dili lang kabantay, okay lang na siya. Pahatang ang kuan, mana sa court bitaw kanang mapapospon ang lawyer sa kaso, hearing, tapos nagkasakit siya, mayroon siya nakasakit siya. Tapos ang court nga mahatag kag medical certificate, ang court dili mo dawat ng medical certificate as it is, no? Kailangan imo na ipanutarize sa fiscal ng medical certificate na tinuod ba na. Mo na ang realidad karon. Dili basta-basta mutuo karon ang court sa medical certificate sa kung ang dahilan para lang ma-postpone ang kaso. Anyway, just another situation. Certificate is any writing by which testimony is given that a fact has not taken place, no? Physician, surgeon, public officer, private individual who falsified a certificate falling in the classes mentioned in number 1 and 2. Falsification of certificate of large cattle is not now covered under by Article 174. Dili siya pwede, no? Dili siya na-cover. 175, using false certificates. So pag na-force na ang certificate, false na falsify na siya, gamito na po siya, no? The penalty of arresto minor shall be imposed upon anyone who shall knowingly use any of the false certificates mentioned in the next preceding article. And then manufacturing and possession of instruments or implements for falsification, like kanang mga sa forge ng kwarta, naman kay plates, mo ni siya, manufacture ka plates para forge ng kwarta, ang bill. Ayun, appeal lang sa 176. The penalty of prison correctional in its medium and maximum periods, and a fine not to exceed 10,000 pesos shall be imposed upon any person who shall make or introduce into the Philippine Islands any stamps, dice, marks, or other instruments or implements intended to be used in the commission of the offenses of counterfeiting or falsification mentioned in the preceding sections of this chapter. Any person who with the intention of using them shall have in his possession any of the instruments or implements mentioned in the preceding paragraph shall suffer the next penalty lower in degree than that provided therein. So katong nagmanufacture, penalized dire, and then katong nakapossess ani nga mga klase nga mga implements, pwede po siya ma-penalize, but lower lang sa mga manufacturer, no? Lower ang penalty. So take note, oh. The acts punished are making or introducing to the Philippines any stamps, dice, marks, or other instruments or implements for counterfeiting or falsification. And second, possessing with intent to use the instruments or implements for counterfeiting or falsification made in or introduced into the Philippines by another person.